Hey guys, can you all hear me? As usual, I'll just keep talking until I see somebody in the stream say that, hey, yes, we can hear you, Mark. So, talk, 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 jabber, jabber, jabber. Don't see any response yet. Hey, there we go. So, check it out. Something you guys, no matter how long you've been following my games, have never seen. A really ugly start to what would be an even uglier beard. But I was sick all week and last week, of course, and I didn't feel like shaving. And I figured, well, what the hell? I had told the folks here that, yeah, you don't want to see me grow a beard. And so now they know why. So, yes, this is going to be, shaved shortly. So, today's talk. Today's talk, of course, is about the BSC, specifically about the survey results. The reason I'm sitting down instead of doing my usual standing thing is because I've got this stack of survey results. It's easier. And frankly, I'm still a little bit wobbly right now. So I figured sitting was better. So let's talk about the BSC. Obviously, we thought it went fantastically. You guys and gals on our forums who have responded to us, the responses we got, here on Twitch, have, all been very awesome. Even when you disagree with some of the things that we have proposed, the responses we're getting from 99% of the people have made us smile. We're happy. We're just really happy with how they went. We're happy with what we've been hearing. And for those in IT, you've seen the beginnings of the magic system going in terms of the interactions between various spells. Um, so for those who, there was a quick question that I'll answer, that if you haven't taken the surveys, yeah, as far as I know, you can still take them. You have the links. They should still be good. They keep the numbers we have in terms of responses, keep going up. So I assume it's no different now than it was yesterday. So if you're hearing this and you haven't responded to the surveys, please do. So look, let's just get started talking about the surveys. So the first one we did was on the stat system. Now, I thought that this was going to be the most popular of all the presentations because, frankly, I've been talking about it even before the Kickstarter, how I wanted to go back to, a system that was very friendly or conducive to min-maxers, to a system that allowed you as players to really build your characters the way you want it. And even if that means being able to gimp your characters on purpose. We wanted a system where people really did have a lot of tough choices to make. Some of our folks on our forums have said, yeah, now they're going to spend hours playing with different character builds when that system is up. And that's the whole point. We wanted to give you a system that you could have a lot of fun with, that would frustrate you at times trying to figure out exactly where to put your points, and we think we are well on the way to doing that. So the survey results from this one, very, very in line, unbelievably in line with what we expected. So as of now, we've gotten 1,177 responses to the surveys. The results I'm reading you, by the way, for all these surveys will be posted for our backers to see. So we won't be hiding them. We'd like to get a few more responses before we post them, but they'll all be posted. By the way, also the results I'm talking about are only the results of people who said, yes, they actually saw the presentation. There were a number of people who took the survey, which is great, and they were honest and said they hadn't seen the survey, they hadn't seen the presentation, but they're going to respond anyway. So these are only for people who've responded. There's been no other filters on these numbers. So in terms of our stats, the first question we asked was, how interested were most of the people who responded in the stats system? And the vast majority, in this case, 74%, said they were interested in the stats system. Now, again, there are no other filters on this data, so the answers are only the only filter is, did you see the presentation? So the next question. This was one that we wanted to obviously gauge how effective the presentation was. After seeing the presentation and Q&A on the stats system, has your interest level changed in the stats system? Well, in our case, the only people who said they were less interested was 1.96%. So that's it, less than 2% of you, because of the way the stats system was presented, are now less interested. So that's great. Now, the best thing, the more interested and the love it, answers got 76%. So that's awesome. Very happy. We can skip the question about how BSC, you thought it was, because that was just, we wanted to see how crazy people thought, but the answers, the percentages there were also really good. Okay, here's the most important question. Did this presentation make you more or less inclined to back Camelot Unchained? So, we only had 3 choices: less inclined, neutral, and more inclined. The less inclined, 1%, 1.03 to be, exact. That's great. What's even better, the more inclined answer. 65% of you said after seeing the stat presentation, you were more inclined to back this game. So, we consider that an absolutely awesome, result. So, then there were another couple questions about, do you think the information was explained well? And then would you be interested in taking a stat survey? But that's it on terms of the, questions that we wanted to ask for the stat system. And frankly, all the questions were the same for all the different presentations. So I think if you, look at the stat system and the responses, that was fabulous. I mean, 1% less interested, great, because the percentage of people who are now more interested or more inclined to back Camelot Unchained was so high. We know we struck a nerve, with our backers. We've hit, the right demos, if I want to sound like a marketing guy, because the vast majority of you guys were really, really interested. So let's go to the BSC Day 2 Magic System. Same thing as before. I only took, I'm only filtering these surveys by the people who actually saw the presentation. Because frankly, if you haven't seen the presentation on the Magic System, commenting on it, man, is that crazy. And just to, answer something or respond to something that Donnie just said in chat, only 1% are less likely to play our game. No. They would be less inclined to back it now. It does not say they were less inclined to play it. I didn't want to ask that. I was more inclined. I thought a better question was inclined. Because, I don't want, as you guys who are backers know, especially on our forums, I don't want people who weren't happy, to back our game. So on the next one, the Magic System, we got 1,198 people who responded. The interest level question. For this one, the less interested was a bit higher. It was about 3%. Well within acceptable range when you consider just how, different the Magic System is than anything else before. Now, the more interested and the love it, the numbers were huge. 78% of you, 78% thought that now, because you have heard the Magic System, you are more interested in playing a mage and you love this system. Okay, moving on to the next. Did this presentation, the Magic System, make you more or less inclined to back Camelot Unchained? Less inclined, 1.26%. Fantastic. More inclined, 71%. So 71% of you said that now that you've seen our Magic System, you're even happier and about your backing. And if you had known it back then, you would have been even more inclined to back us. So we love that number. We are very, very happy with that. So again, then the usual questions of would you be interested in taking a survey, etc., which we don't need to really talk about here. So next one, the crafting system. Okay, now this was the one that I thought we would, just like the progression system, get the most cards and letters about. Hey, the idea of the Vox Mages, a pipe organ, a crafting station, one interface, customized, for all three realms. That's, a different idea for a fantasy MMO. Obviously, crafting stations have been used in other games, like Star Wars Galaxies. Vanguard, I believe, also had a crafting station. And so, I kind of knew that we would get some negative feedback. Absolutely expected. So here are the numbers. So first, we've only got 872 responses from here. So same thing, apply the yes, you have seen the presentation. So the don't like and the less interested numbers, they were the highest of any of the systems. And that was, right now, 8.9%. So, is that great? No, that's not great. Is it within the expected numbers? Absolutely. We knew that some of these systems would worry people. As anyone who remembers our Kickstarter can say, I said we would piss off some people by what we were trying to do with this game. So this is exactly, what we're expect. This was exactly what we expected, in terms of getting some bad feedback or negative feedback. I shouldn't say bad feedback, but negative feedback on the systems. But it's even less, honestly, than I thought we would get. So that's not so bad. So, the inclination. Are you more inclined to back the game because of this system? So, the less inclined were higher, 4%. Still, only 4%. But the numbers would be more inclined is still 57%. So let's look at that. Even with the negative feedback we got, still 57% told us that they were more inclined to back this game. So,